child, come closer and breathe. I know the ache of this place. You're in the waiting, the quiet, the long stretch where you keep checking for change and it feels like the sky is not answering you. You've asked, you've hoped, you've tried to stay faithful, and still you wonder in your tender moments, is anything happening at all? I am not offended by your question. I am near you in it. I see the smile you show the world while something inside you quietly aches. I see you telling people, I'm okay, while your heart feels tired of being strong. I see the way the night gets louder when the day finally goes silent, the thoughts that circle back, the fear that time is moving and you are standing still, the quiet discouragement you don't even have words for. I see the tears you wipe away quickly. I see the prayers you whisper when no one is listening. And I have not turned my face from you, not for one moment. Listen to me. What you call silence, I call hidden work. What looks empty on the surface can be full underground. The seed does not announce its growth with noise. The foundation is not celebrated while it is being laid. The roots are not seen while they are strengthening. And yet, this is where stability is formed. This is where endurance is built. This is where your life is being prepared to carry what you asked me for without breaking beneath it. Nothing looks like it is happening, but roots are forming. I am strengthening what you cannot yet measure. I am arranging what you cannot yet see. I am protecting you from what you cannot yet discern. I am working beneath the surface quietly, faithfully, carefully, so that when the answer comes, it will not only arrive, it will remain. So do not punish yourself for the pace of this season. Do not interpret my quiet as my absence. I have not forgotten your name. I have not misplaced your prayer. I have not delayed because I am careless. I have delayed because I am kind, because I am thorough, because I am building something in you that will outlast this moment. Stay with me through this whole message, my child. Let my words settle your racing mind and steady your heart. And if you need more waiting room prayers, more encouragement for the in-between, subscribe so you don't have to walk through this season feeling alone. If this is your season, if you are learning to trust me in the quiet, comment this simple declaration: roots are forming. Let your mouth agree with what I am doing, even before your eyes can see it. Peace, be still. I am working. My child, I know what it feels like to sit in the waiting room of your own life and hear the clock louder than your courage. I see you reaching for your phone again, checking for news, checking for movement, checking for a sign that the prayer you prayed did not disappear into the air. I see the bills stacked in a quiet corner like a question you're tired of answering. I see the diagnosis you didn't expect, the appointment you keep replaying, the words that keep echoing after everyone else has moved on. I see the relationship that feels uncertain, texts that slow down, conversations that never quite reach the truth, the ache of not knowing where you stand. I see the breakthrough you believed for, the door you knocked on, the opportunity that seemed close and then stayed closed. I see the fatigue that comes from hoping again when your heart is tired of being disappointed. And I see the way you have turned this waiting into a courtroom, putting yourself on trial. Maybe I missed it, you whisper. Maybe I waited too long. Maybe I didn't do enough. Maybe I'm not faithful enough. Maybe God chose someone else. Why them and not me? My child, I hear those thoughts, even the ones you never say out loud. I see the way you scroll and compare, the way you measure your life against someone else's highlight and call it evidence that you are behind. But I tell you the truth, you are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not behind. Do not be afraid. Let this settle in you now. Delay is not rejection. Waiting is not wasted. Silence is not absence. You are not being punished. You are being shaped. You are not being pushed out. You are being positioned. There are pieces I am protecting. There are details I am aligning. There are strengths I am building in you that you cannot yet see, but you will recognize them when you arrive at what you asked me for, and you realize you can hold it without losing yourself. So right now, breathe, my child. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let your mind release its grip on the future. You were never meant to carry tomorrow as if it is your burden to solve. Let me carry what you were never meant to carry. I have counted your tears. I have heard your prayers. And your story is not stalled, only being shaped. Peace, be still. Stay with me here. I am with you in the waiting, and I am faithful with what comes next. My child, I know the way your mind tries to measure my faithfulness by your calendar. I know how you count the days, how you replay the timeline, how you whisper, "It should have happened by now." But listen to me, and let my word become the floor beneath your feet. The word of God says in Habakkuk 2:3, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it linger, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Do you hear me? Appointed time, not accidental time, not forgotten time, not maybe one day if everything works out time. Appointed time, scheduled by my hand, protected by my wisdom, anchored in my love. What feels late to you is not late to me. You are not watching a promise die. You are watching a promise ripen. You are not standing in a stall. You are standing in a season of preparation. And I need you to understand this with your whole heart. The vision will not fail. It will surely come. It will not miss you. It will not slip through your fingers because you weren't perfect. It is held in my authority, not your anxiety. Because if I gave you the answer before the appointed time, it would crush you, not because I want to withhold, but because I want to sustain. Not because I enjoy the wait, but because I love you too much to give you something your soul is not yet strengthened to carry. You keep asking for the door, but I am also building the shoulders that will bear what's on the other side of it. You keep asking for the breakthrough, but I am also shaping the wisdom that will keep you steady when it arrives. I am not delaying to tease you. I am preparing you to live inside the very thing you prayed for. And, my child, do not confuse my silence with my absence. Silence can be concentration, not distance. The room goes quiet when something delicate is being handled. The heavens are not empty because you cannot hear them. I am near, even when I am quiet. I am close, even when I am working in ways you cannot narrate. I am not ignoring you. I am arranging what you cannot yet see. So right now, let me settle the storm you have been carrying in your chest. Peace, be still. Peace over your racing timelines. Peace over the imagined outcomes. Peace over the fear that it won't happen. Peace over the temptation to force what I am forming. Breathe, and let your spirit come back into alignment with trust. And speak this with me. My child, let your mouth agree with my promise. I will not panic in the pause. I will not interpret delay as denial. I will wait for it, because it will surely come. Stay steady, stay soft, stay surrendered. The appointed time is not missing. I am on time, and I am faithful. My child, I grow you downward before I lift you upward, because what is coming requires roots. And I know this is the part that tries your patience, because roots form where no one sees. No one claps for roots. No one celebrates the seed under soil. No one gives you applause for showing up again when you feel nothing, for praying when your emotions are quiet, for obeying when the results are delayed. But I am there in the hidden places, and I am not wasting a single day of this season. You keep looking at the surface and saying, nothing is changing. And I tell you gently, the ground looks still because the growth is downward before it is upward. A tree does not reach high by accident. It reaches high because it went deep first. And if I let you rise before you are rooted, the first strong wind would take you out. The first pressure would bend you into someone you are not. The first blessing would become a burden. I am not only bringing you an answer, I am building you into the kind of person who can hold it with peace. So listen closely, because this is what roots look like. Roots look like endurance when you want to quit, but you keep walking with me anyway. Roots look like humility when you stop needing to be seen and you become content to be faithful. Roots look like discernment when you can feel what is not for you, even if it looks good from the outside. Roots look like depth in prayer, not because you have perfect words, but because you have learned to come to me first instead of last. Roots look like emotional maturity when you no longer let one moment of fear write the story of your whole life. Roots look like boundary clarity when you stop bleeding for people who refuse to heal, when you stop calling attachment love, when you choose peace without guilt. Do not measure your progress only by what you can post, prove, or point to. Measure it by your obedience when no one is watching. Measure it by your consistency. Measure it by the way your mind returns to trust faster than it used to. Measure it by the peace that is growing where panic used to live. Measure it by how quickly you forgive, how slowly you react, how steadily you stand. My child, I am strengthening what no one can applaud yet. I am forming a foundation that will not crumble under sudden increase. What I'm building in you will hold what I'm bringing to you. So stay rooted, stay close, let the hidden work continue. And even here, even now, I am proud of you because I see the growth you thought didn't count. Peace. Be still. I am making you ready. My child, I know the sentence you keep repeating in your mind. I don't know what to do next. I know the fear underneath it, the fear of choosing wrong, the fear of wasting time, the fear of missing me by one decision. You have been standing at the edge of a next step, staring into what feels like darkness, asking for a map, asking for clarity, asking for one loud sign that will remove all uncertainty. And when it does not come the way you expected, you start to blame yourself for not hearing, not discerning, not being sure. But listen to me gently. You are not lost because you are still. You are not behind because you are waiting. Sometimes, wait is not the absence of instruction. Wait is the instruction. Sometimes stillness is not stagnation. It is guidance that keeps you safe. Because there are moments when the most loving direction I can give you is to hold you where you are until what is ahead of you is ready, until what is around you is moved, until what is within you is settled. I am not delaying you to frustrate you. I am slowing you down to protect you. I am ordering your steps while you feel like you are standing still. I am aligning timing you cannot control, people you cannot convince, resources you cannot manufacture, and doors you cannot pry open. And yes, you have felt it, doors closing that you wanted to stay open, delays that make you question yourself, redirections that bruise your pride, inner conviction that will not let you go back to what you used to tolerate, new desires rising in you, replacing old ones that once drove you. That is not confusion, my child. That is alignment. That is me removing what would have rushed you and building what will sustain you. So I ask you this, and I ask it with tenderness. What are you trying to force that I have not released? What are you chasing? Because it is familiar, even though it is not peaceful. What are you calling urgency that is really fear? You keep thinking you need certainty before you obey, but I tell you the truth. I will often give you peace before I give you proof. I will often guide you by what settles your spirit, not by what feeds your panic. Trust my timing. Follow my peace. If you have to manipulate it to keep it, it is not mine. If you have to rush it to feel secure, it is not from me. I am not leading you into a life where you are whole on the outside and hurried on the inside. I am aligning your steps so you arrive whole, not hurried. So breathe, my child. Loosen your grip on the outcome. Stop rehearsing 10 futures at once. Be still long enough to feel what I am already saying to your spirit. And as you wait, do not fear the dark, because even in the dark, I am guiding you. Even here, I am ordering your steps. Peace. Be still. I am leading you safely into what is next. My child, I know you have been calling it a setback. I know you have been wondering why the door didn't open when you knocked, why the message didn't come when you prayed, why the answer didn't arrive when you were ready to run. And in the quiet, you have asked, did I do something wrong? Listen to me closely. Some, not yet. Moments are not punishments. They are shields. They are mercy wrapped in silence. They are my love standing in the doorway saying, not this way, not yet, not like that. Because I can see what you cannot see. I can see the partnership you were about to tie yourself to that would have drained you, diminished you, and delayed you far more than this pause ever could. I can see the opportunity that looks like favor but is actually a counterfeit, fast on the surface, hollow in the center, costly in the end. I can see the version of you that would have been exposed too soon, celebrated too quickly, pushed into rooms your soul wasn't strengthened to stay steady in. I can see the emotional collapse you were headed toward if I let you carry that blessing before your roots were deep enough to hold it with peace. So I slow it down. I close what you keep trying to reopen. I interrupt what you keep calling perfect timing, because I love you too much to answer too soon. You asked me for an open door, and I heard you. But before I open it, I secure the room behind it. I make sure what is waiting on the other side will not swallow you. I make sure the people there cannot manipulate your hunger. I make sure the environment cannot feed the part of you that still thinks you must perform to be loved. I make sure the foundation is stable. The motives are clean. The timing is covered. You think I am withholding the door, but I am removing the danger. You think I am delaying the promise, but I am denying the trap. And I know, my child, that your mind wants to argue with me. You say, but I can handle it, but I'm ready, but I've waited long enough. Yet I tell you the truth. Readiness is not only desire, readiness is wholeness. Readiness is discernment. Readiness is the ability to receive without losing yourself, to be blessed without being burdened, to be seen without being shaken. So breathe, loosen your grip, release the urgency that is really fear. Let me carry what you were never meant to carry, the pressure, the timelines, the need to make it happen, the need to prove you are not behind. You do not have to force what I have promised. You do not have to chase what I have ordained. If it requires panic to obtain, it will require panic to maintain, and I am not giving you a future that is held together by anxiety. There will come a day, and you will remember this, when you will look back and whisper, "Thank you for the delay. Thank you for what didn't work. Thank you for what didn't answer. Thank you for what didn't happen when I demanded it." Because you will see what I was shielding you from, and you will realize that my wait was not absence, it was protection. Peace, be still, my child. I am guarding you even in the silence, and I am leading you safely into what will last. My child, I have been guarding you in the silence, but I will not let you keep bruising your own hands by gripping what I never asked you to hold. I see the cycle you fall into when you feel out of control. You refresh the inbox again. You check the message thread again. You stare at the screen and reread the same words, listening for a tone that will finally settle your heart. You replay the conversation in your mind, rewriting what you wish you said, imagining what they meant, trying to predict what will happen next. You scroll for a sign. You search for proof. You overthink the timing, the outcome, the next step, the next week, the next month. And you call it preparing, but it is worry wearing a mask. Listen to me. You do not find peace by solving the future. You find peace by placing it in my hands. Because the future was never your assignment. Your assignment is trust. Your assignment is obedience. Your assignment is to stay close to me when you cannot see ahead. So I am asking you gently, but clearly, release the grip. Release the guilt that says you should have figured it out by now. Release the what-ifs that keep you up at night. Release the fear of starting over, the fear of being forgotten, the fear that if you stop striving, everything will fall apart. My child, what is meant for you will not require you to panic to keep it alive. What I have ordained will not be sustained by your anxiety. I am not asking you to be passive. I am calling you to be surrendered. Trusting me is not weakness. It is strength under authority. It is obedience when your emotions want control. Right now, pray this in the middle of your waiting. Father, I release my need to know every detail. Father, I release my timeline. Father, I release my demand for immediate answers. Father, I release the pressure I've been carrying like it is my job to make this happen. And as you release, receive this exchange from me. Give me tomorrow, and I will give you peace for today. Give me the outcome, and I will give you steadiness in the process. Give me the burden of how, and I will give you the grace for now. I will hold what you cannot hold. I will carry what you were never meant to carry. Peace, be still. Let your hands open, my child, not because you don't care, not because the promise is small, but because I am God and you are safe with me. The weight will not be wasted, and you will not be lost in it. Place it in my hands, and breathe like someone who is finally letting love lead. Now, my child, with your hands open and your breathing steady, let my word give your waiting a name. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." Not everything easy, not everything immediate. Beautiful in its time. Do you hear me? I am not only concerned with an outcome, I am committed to beauty. Beauty that lasts, beauty that is whole, beauty that does not crumble the moment you touch it. That is why I will not rush what requires ripening. That is why I will not hand you a promise in pieces when I can give it to you complete. You have been tempted to look at your life and call this season late. You have been tempted to look at your age, your bank account, your timeline, your losses, your unanswered prayers, and conclude, I'm behind. But I speak to that shame right now. You are not behind. You are being refined. You are not disqualified. You are being formed. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. There is a difference between delay and destruction, and I am not destroying your story. I am shaping it. Because I am not only giving you what you asked for, I am shaping the one who will carry it. I am teaching your hands how to hold blessing without squeezing it. I am teaching your heart how to receive without fear, to love without losing yourself, to stand in answered prayer without becoming anxious to keep it. If I gave you the thing without the strengthening, you would call it a gift and it would feel like a weight. So I work in the unseen places first, until what arrives can be enjoyed, stewarded, and sustained. And hear me, my child, waiting has assignments. This is not a blank hallway. This is holy ground. In this season, learn what you used to ignore, heal what you used to cover, build what you used to rush past, forgive what has been poisoning your peace, simplify what has been cluttering your mind, strengthen what has been unstable. Let me prune the habits that drain you, quiet the voices that hurry you, and restore the parts of you that have been surviving instead of living. You thought the pause meant nothing was happening, but the pause is where I make things beautiful. So speak this, gently but boldly, over your own life. My season has purpose, even before it has proof. My waiting is not empty, it is aligned. My life is not late, it is held. I am not delaying beauty, I am arranging it so it arrives whole. Peace, be still, my child. Let that shame fall off. Let that striving loosen. Trust my timing, and you will see it. What I bring will not only come, it will be beautiful in its time. My child, let that word beautiful in its time settle deep. And now I am going to give your heart something even firmer to stand on, because I do not want you drifting in the in-between, wondering if I am uncertain about you. I am not unsure. I am not hesitant. I am not watching your life and shrugging. I am God, and I am faithful. The Word of God says in Isaiah 60:22, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." Hear it again, slowly, because your anxious mind tries to run ahead of my promise. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Not you, not them, not the economy, not the timing of other people, not the mood of a doorkeeper. I, the Lord, I will make it happen. You have been wearing yourself out trying to be the answer to your own prayer. You have been trying to push what I am preparing, to force what I have ordained, to carry what I never assigned to your hands. And I am calling you back into rest with one sentence. I will make it happen. Your job is not to manufacture the miracle. Your job is to stay close, stay obedient, stay steady, and let my timing do what your striving never could. And my child, the right time is not a random date on a calendar. The right time is when you are ready, not just excited. The right time is when it is safe, not just possible. The right time is when your roots are deep enough that the wind will not take you out, when your heart is whole enough that you can receive without fear, when your discernment is sharp enough that you will not call a trap favor. The right time is when the environment matches the promise, when what surrounds you will support what I am growing in you, and what I place in your hands will not crush your peace. So stop interpreting slowness as no. Stop letting one quiet week convince you that I changed my mind. Stop reading my silence like rejection. My delay is not my denial, it is my wisdom. It is my love. It is my protection. It is my preparation. Right now, my child, receive this in your spirit. Receive peace. Receive steadiness. Receive trust. Let your breathing slow as your faith stands up again, and whisper back to me, even if your circumstances have not moved yet, when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. I will not panic in the process. I will not force the door. I will not outrun my covering. I will wait with hope, because my God is on time. Peace, be still. I have not forgotten you. I am not late, and I will make it happen when it is right. My child, while you wait, I do not leave you without evidence. You keep looking for a changed circumstance, but I am inviting you to notice the changed heart, because if your heart is changing, roots are forming even before your circumstances do, and the enemy would love for you to ignore that, to dismiss it, to call it nothing, so you lose hope in the very season where I am strengthening you the most. So listen closely and measure what is measurable. One sign roots are forming is patience you did not have before, your ability to breathe and not rush, to trust and not push. Another sign is that you react less. Things that once set your whole day on fire no longer control you. You still feel, but you are not ruled by the feeling. You pause, you pray, you choose peace. That is not weakness, my child. That is strength. That is maturity. That is growth beneath the surface. Watch for the boundaries becoming clearer. You stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You stop saying yes when your spirit is saying no. You stop chasing what costs you your peace. You stop returning to doors I closed, not because you're bitter, but because you're healed enough to let them stay shut. And yes, notice the subtle mercies. People you no longer chase, conversations you no longer beg for, validation you no longer crave. When obsession is replaced by peace, roots are forming. Watch your prayer life, not perfection depth. You come to me faster. You run to me first instead of last. You whisper my name in the middle of the day, not only in the middle of a crisis. And watch forgiveness. You release quicker. You don't rehearse the offense as long. You don't poison yourself trying to punish someone else. That is root work, my child, breaking up hard ground so love can live there again. Even your sleep can become a sign. Calmer nights, fewer spirals, your mind settling sooner, your chest loosening. Peace, be still, not just as a phrase you repeat, but as a reality you begin to wear. And I want you to do something simple that will build your faith. Write down the small prayers I answer, the parking space, the timely call, the unexpected provision, the moment I protected you from what you didn't see. Keep a record, my child, because your memory will become a weapon against despair. When the bigger answer feels delayed, you will look back and remember, I have been faithful all along. So do today's obedience. Make the call I told you to make. Forgive who I told you to forgive. Rest when I told you to rest. Speak truth when I told you to speak it. Plant what I told you to plant. And let tomorrow be carried by me. Roots do not form in comfort. Roots push through resistance. If it feels tight, if it feels stretching, if it feels like something in you is being pressed and reshaped, do not be afraid. That discomfort is not failure. That is growth breaking hard ground. Stay with me. Stay steady. Your roots are forming, and in the appointed time, what is hidden will rise. Peace, be still. My child, do not despise this hidden season. Do not call it nothing just because it is quiet. Do not insult the soil because you cannot yet see the tree. I did not overlook you. I did not forget your name. You are my beloved child, chosen, held, and covered. And this waiting you are in is not a mistake in my plan. It is a layer of my wisdom. You are not delayed by accident. You are being established on purpose. I see what no one else sees. I see the private faithfulness. I see the tears you wipe before anyone walks into the room. I see the consistency that costs you something, the prayer you whisper when your emotions are tired, the kindness you choose when you could have become cold, the repentance you offer when pride wants to defend itself, the integrity you keep when compromise would be faster. I see you showing up again. I see you forgiving again. I see you trying again. And I tell you the truth, your quiet obedience is loud in heaven. What looks small on earth carries weight in the spirit. And hear me, my child, discouragement often grows louder right before breakthrough. The enemy does not waste warfare on what is going nowhere. He fights what is close to fruit. He presses where he senses promise. He whispers, time is running out, because he wants you to panic, to rush, to abandon the very process that is about to produce. But I am speaking over that fear right now. Peace, be still. Your life is not slipping through my hands. Your story is not expiring. I hold times and seasons, and I know exactly where you are. So when you feel unseen, remember this. I honor what is hidden. I reward what is faithful. I strengthen what is surrendered. Keep praying, even when your feelings lag behind your faith. Keep opening your Bible even when your mind feels noisy. Keep choosing obedience even when it looks unimpressive. Keep doing the next right thing, the quiet right thing, the humble right thing. Because your hidden obedience is building a future you will one day stand inside. Breathe, my child. Let the pressure of performance fall off. Let the fear of too late loosen its grip. Stay with me. Stay steady. Stay soft. And watch how I will lift what I have rooted. Watch how I will bring to the surface what I have been forming in secret. Peace, be still. Heaven has heard you, and I am not finished. Father, for your child listening right now, I come close with them. I come into the room where they have been waiting, into the quiet place where questions have gotten loud, into the space where they have tried to be strong for everyone else, while something inside them has grown tired. And I ask you, Father, wrap them in your nearness. Let them feel, not just know, that they are held. Let the loneliness of delay break under the weight of your love. Strengthen their roots, Father. Give them endurance where their emotions have been fragile. Give them steadiness where their thoughts have been racing. Teach their heart how to wait without wobbling, how to trust without striving, how to keep doing the next right thing without needing applause. And I ask you, protect them from discouragement that tries to settle like a fog. Protect them from comparison when they look left and right and feel behind, when they scroll and feel small, when they measure their season by someone else's timeline. Father, pull their eyes back to you. Remind them that you do not rush what you are redeeming, and you do not forget what you have promised. And Father, I speak your word over them right now. As Habakkuk 2-3 says, the vision is for an appointed time. Though it linger, we will wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not delay. So I declare over this child, no failure, no cancellation, no wasted years. What you have spoken is not expiring in the silence. What you have ordained is not being undone by the clock. Let hope rise again, not as a feeling they have to force, but as a certainty anchored in you. Now, Father, heal them inwardly while they wait. Release anxiety from their chest. Release guilt from their mind. Release the need to control outcomes, to predict every turn, to carry the weight of how and when. Let them stop punishing themselves for being human, for needing reassurance, for feeling tired. Replace their restless grip with surrendered hands. Let them cast every care on you, because you care for them deeply, personally, completely. And now, my child, breathe. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let the urgency leave your body. Receive my peace. Peace that does not depend on the answer arriving today. Peace that holds you while the promise ripens. Your waiting is worship when you place it in my hands. And as you wait with me, your heart will be steadied. Peace, be still. Amen. Now, my child, you will not leave this moment. Only comforted you will leave aligned, because your mouth can agree with fear, or it can agree with my promise. And tonight, you will not let anxiety be the loudest voice in your room. You will not let the silence preach a sermon of abandonment over your heart. You will answer the silence with truth. So say it with me, slowly, and let it settle into your bones. My prayer is not forgotten. My prayer is not lost in the air. My prayer is held by God. I will not interpret silence as absence. I will not call delay denial. I will not measure God's faithfulness by the speed of my timeline. I am not behind. I am being prepared. I am not stuck. I am being aligned. Declare this now, my child. My roots are forming. Even when I can't see it, my roots are forming. In my character, in my discernment, in my peace, in my endurance. My roots are forming, and I will not despise the hidden season. God is aligning my steps. God is ordering my timing. God is closing what would have harmed me and opening what will bless me. I am not being punished. I am being protected. And anchor your heart in my word again, because my word does not tremble. Say this out loud. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Isaiah 60-22 is not a suggestion, it is a promise. When the time is right, when it is safe, when it is whole, when it is covered, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Not by your panic, not by your striving, not by your overthinking, by my hand. Now declare peace over your mind and your sleep. Say it. Tonight, I will rest. Tonight, my mind will not spiral. Tonight, I reject torment and I reject panic. I will not rehearse worst-case scenarios. I will not punish myself with what-ifs. I receive the peace of God over my thoughts, over my chest, over my emotions. Peace, be still. I am safe. God is working. God is near. And my child, if you need a simple way to seal this agreement, type it as your declaration, not for attention, but for alignment. Type, my roots are forming, or type, on time, Lord. Let that be your yes in the waiting. And if someone you love is in a waiting season tonight, share this with them gently. Not because they are weak, because they are loved, and I am reminding them, through you, that silence is not absence. I am here, I am working, and I will make it happen at the appointed time. Now, my child, let everything you have spoken settle, not just in your mind, but in your spirit. You have come this far through the quiet, through the questions, through the days that felt the same, through the nights when you wondered if I heard you. And I am telling you tenderly and firmly, the wait will not be wasted. Not one tear, not one prayer, not one act of obedience done in the dark. I have been working in layers you could not measure. Roots forming beneath the surface. Alignment happening in the unseen. Protection standing where you would have walked too soon. Timing unfolding with precision, not cruelty. What you called nothing, I called preparation. You are not waiting alone. You are not forgotten in some corner of my plan, my child. I have not forgotten you. I am near, near to the sigh you tried to hide, near to the disappointment you kept swallowing, near to the part of you that keeps checking for movement because you are tired of being brave. And I am near in a way that is not passive. I am near as a father who is building something stable, so when the answer comes, it does not shatter you. When I bless you with peace. When I open a door, I open it with covering. When I bring the promise, I bring it whole. So now I bless your week. I bless your mind with clarity when confusion tries to crowd in. I bless your heart with patience that does not feel like punishment, but like strength under my hand. I bless your steps with divine appointments, right conversations, timely confirmations, the right help at the right moment. I bless your body with renewed strength, your sleep with rest, your emotions with steadiness. I bless you with discernment to recognize what is not for you, and courage to let it go without fear. And I bless you with hope that rises again, not because everything changed overnight, but because you remembered who holds your tomorrow. Go gently, my child. Do not rush. Do not force. Do not chase what I have not sent. Keep doing today's obedience, and let me carry the outcome. Your season is being prepared, and your answer will arrive in my time. And if this brought peace to you, stay close. Subscribe for weekly, God says, encouragements for waiting and breakthrough. Like this video if it steadied your heart, and share it with a friend who feels forgotten so they can remember I am near. And if you need prayer, write your prayer request in the comments, what you are waiting for, what you are believing for, so this community can pray with you and stand with you in faith. Peace, be still. Amen.